on, everybody. Welcome back to our channel.
Today we're going to do the final part of our how we met and got married during the pandemic.
Oh yeah. So we did part 1 and 2, and we
Part
stopped
2 left off at when we spent time here.
Exactly, and
before we got married.
Right.
Before I asked you to marry me.
Yeah. So part 3 we're gonna start off with how we proposed and how we did the whole quick wedding and everything.
Well, how we decided to do the quick wedding.
Yes, because it wasn't planned, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So babe, you want to start off?
Sure.
Yes, I guess start off with how you proposed. It was
how I proposed. Well, yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't too fancy or anything like that because we're all locked down and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got down on a knee and asked you to marry me.
Yes. Basically, no, so tell him like how it go. Like I turned around and you kind of knew he was up to something a little bit because he kept going out with my brother. Normally he doesn't even go anywhere without me, basically. But he kept going out with my brother and stuff. But
yeah,
I don't know. I didn't know what, but I kind of like assumed, you know. And even though I wasn't even expecting it just the same. So like we're in the room and I remember what I was doing and I turned around and I saw him. All right, you finished. You finished, you know.
I basically grabbed your hand and showed you the ring.
Yes.
And asked you if you would marry me.
Yes.
And that's what you said.
Yes.
You said yes.
Well, with a big smile on my face.
Yes.
You know, cried.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he was done, my mom was in the kitchen and my sister and all of that. They ran out. Yeah. And she always said, look here.
Yeah,
so.
she looked surprised, but I knew she knew at the same time.
No, I wouldn't say I knew. All right. I just knew something was up or off or whatever because as I said, he doesn't leave the house without me.
No, routine was changed.
Exactly. Like he would call my brother. And at the time we didn't have a car yet. So my brother was taking us about wherever we wanted to go. And he would be on the phone with my brother. And then like shortly I would see my brother come pick him up. You know, and then yeah, so I kind of like but I didn't even question it.
Yeah. But and at first we were planning, okay, we'll get married in like a year.
Yes. Because the biggest thing for me was because we're talking about it and it seemed quick and everything. And then the biggest part for me was I wanted his family here to be a part of the wedding. And because of the pandemic. Yeah. You know, so we were planning, you know, a girl gets excited. So I was like all over the place planning, looking into prices and venues and all of that.
Decorations.
Exactly.
Everything.
And he was like,
like how much food do we need? How many people are gonna come?
I was looking into dresses and his suit and everybody's you know.
And we still have that all kind of still planned out. We still have everything from that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did we decide?
Well, it was like I think it was like a couple of weeks later.
Yeah, because we got married in he proposed to me in May.
Yeah,
was it late May? Yeah.
And I knew I was going to be leaving. I think it was in June. Pretty sure I knew I was leaving in June. So I decided, like, because of the pandemic still going on and not sure what's going to happen. Yeah. You know, I was like, maybe it's a good idea we get married before I go.
It wasn't all your decision.
Well, no, but I'm the one who brought it up.
Yes, and I was like, because, you know, a girl and girly one, the fancy wedding and all of that, but I still couldn't wait to get married to him. And when I looked at it and when he said that to me, basically, why don't we just do a small thing between us? And then later on,
the whole purpose was so that I can come back again.
Exactly.
Without it being like a tourist situation.
Exactly. And when I thought about it, it made perfect sense because the whole thought of him leaving and not being able to come back didn't sit well with me, you know, and because he had gotten locked down here for what 3 months. So I'm like, what if he goes back and then
yeah, and if you're a tourist or
yeah,
a foreigner,
because he's
you
a
can't come in.
tourist, right? Exactly. He has no ties here or whatever. So I got all excited. I jumped on him. I screamed. I did everything.
Yeah.
And it's a pity we didn't even know like the hardship, like what we're gonna have to go through later. You know, the whole getting to do it, because when we thought about getting married at the RGD, we thought it was like, okay, easy and everything.
Yeah, but it wasn't. There was a lot of steps to go through.
A
lot of papers to fill out.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth and waiting, and because it's like I don't know if any of you on our channel that has been married through the RGD, you know, like they have to after you know you got the okay to go, and then that whole was it a week or so?
There was a big process there.
It was stressful just waiting and to see if we would get the okay.
Yeah.
So it was so stressful.
It took a week to do all that because we were basically trying to rush it as quick as possible to make sure we got it done. Actually, because when I was coming back to Canada, I think it was July actually, because it was when we got married.
Yeah.
It was late June, so.
No, yeah, middle of June.
Yeah, so it must have been July when I went back to Canada.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So we were hurrying to kind of get it.
Yeah.
All the paperwork in order, get JPs to sign off on things.
Right. It was so much work. Man, I got frustrated.
We got a lot of help from good people though.
Yes, and my family and everybody.
Which was really nice, and it just helped the process go along. It was a bit frustrating here and there and some waiting, but
yes. And you know what happened too the same week, because we got married the Friday. And it was, I think we went was it the Friday before or the Thursday before, the week before that. And then when we got the okay was the Tuesday.
Yeah.
Not the Tuesday, sorry, the Thursday. And then we would get married on the 19th, the next day.
Yeah.
But it's like, we kind of knew it was going to go through, so we were preparing everything.
We were already ready for the 19th. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
basically, because he said, you know, he wasn't expecting anything to happen, but we were still having to wait for a reply too.
Exactly.
No choice.
So, yeah, my dress, I just got a simple dress at the time because, you know, it's just a small thing. Because there was only, 8 people that could attend, including us. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get a nice dress.
Our witnesses had to be there.
Exactly.
That was it. That was all that was really allowed. There was no wedding party or anything like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as I said, I just got a nice white dress. We're going to post a picture right here and let you guys see. And Steven got something really nice to wear too. Yeah, the only struggle I had was to get a veil because it was like last minute and you know the COVID going on, and I had my sister drive me around. Yeah, that was stressful. He was getting frustrated because it was hot and taking forever. Yeah.
Traffic everywhere.
Exactly.
Stores, you don't even know if they're open or not because of the pandemic. So sometimes we're going to a store and it's closed, right? Or it's moved,
right? But we never gave up, and I finally got what I wanted. Then on the day,
the day of us getting married, that was we got married in the afternoon.
Yes, in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But so we got up early. My sister came over. My mom was here. And then my brother, so it's my sister, one of my sisters and my brother, that was the witness. And my sister helped me. We got up early. She helped me get ready, iron his clothes and everything. And she drove us to the venue. Yeah. It was like nerves flying all over the place. It was,
because you know it's about to happen and it's not happened yet. And you're all... Like, it's not like I wasn't feeling unsure of myself or anything. I knew I was going to go through with it, but you feel like there's this big moment that's happening. Yes. You know, and you're trying to take account of everything that's happening in a way, I guess. Yeah. Like to see, you know, remember that day for everything that went on.
Yes.
You know, like especially during the pandemic, like you can't have like a normal ceremony. Even though you're doing it at the RGD, it could have been a different RGD ceremony, even if it wasn't the pandemic.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, we did that like in less than half an hour, was it?
Oh, it was fast. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fast because you know they have lineups and everything, and then
The pastor was excellent.
Oh yeah,
he was great, and
we laughed.
Yeah.
Right through. I'm gonna see if I can find a video.
Yeah.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the newest couple anywhere in St. Anne, anywhere in Jamaica, anywhere in the Caribbean, anywhere in the western part of this hemisphere, Mr. and Mrs. Scharf. Give them a round of applause.
You see it?
And then we did the signing, and that was fun too. Like interesting how it was worked out.
Yeah, this guy right here, like while we were in front of the pastor, he couldn't even wait to kiss me before he got to that part.
Yeah, he had to stop. Funny. He had to stop.
Exactly, like the pastor, thumbs up to you.
Yeah, he was great.
He was very great. Like he kind of like. I don't know if he saw that we were nervous or whatever, and he just kind of made that fade away.
Yeah, he did. He really did. He lightened the mood a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Made jokes.
Yes.
So, and made sure we both knew our roles and the importance of what we were doing. So it was good. It was a good ceremony.
It was really good.
Very memorable.
Yeah. Sure. And because of, as I said, how the pandemic was going on and everything, we didn't even get to do like professional pictures. We just stopped at a certain place.
Yeah, where there was palm trees and such.
Yes, and just took some pictures with the phone.
Yeah,
basically.
And it was still beautiful pictures.
It was, and even though it was simple, like I couldn't even believe it turned out like that because I was like, my wedding, you know, RGD.
You kind of like hope for more, but knowing what you're going through,
but when we
and the reason why we're doing it. Like all of it seemed to be okay. Like
exactly, and it was just about like two people that were in love. You get me, and that's all that mattered at the time. So it was magical. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And
it was a good day. I can remember every moment of that day.
Yes.
Except for later that night.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I should tell them this part where before, like, after the pastor did his thing and everything, and he asked me my name. So, what is your name? You remember that part?
Yeah.
And he said, "What is your name?" And I'm like, saying my name.
Stacey Ann Campbell.
Oh, just Campbell. And I said, and he was like, "What is your name?" He kept asking me. He asked me like about 3 times before I picked it up because I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. And then I was like, Stacey Ann Campbell. And he asked me, I don't know, Stacey Ann Campbell. And he said, "What is your name?" And the last time I asked you, I'm like, oh my God. And I said, I'm married. It took me a while. Even to this day, like, I find myself saying, I'm married. Mrs. Scharf. Like, I say that to him all the time. Sometimes I'll be like, if he wants me to do something for him or whatever. And I'm like, Mr. Scharf.
Yeah.
Just for him to say Mrs. Scharf. Like,
yes,
I'm still getting used to it.
All the time.
Yeah, it was amazing, guys. Yeah, so
after that, I guess we came home and we got dressed to go to...
Yes, right away, because look at this. Andre, if you're watching this, my brother, I love you so much. We kind of like took over his birthday because we got married on his birthday.
We didn't even, but the thing is, we didn't think about it because when the RGD gave us dates,
that was the best. It was
and it was like, okay, 2 weeks from now, the 19th. Okay, no problem. We weren't even thinking of which day that was until we got closer to the day.
I'm like, holy crap! Yeah. And then I'm like, because my brother, he was gonna keep his birthday party, right? And I called him and I'm like, I wanted to be my witness or one of my witnesses. And he was like, yeah, man, no problem. And he said, which day? And I told him, and he just laughed, basically. But on the morning, like, trust me, I'm going to give you a big hug when I see you again, Andre. Yeah. On the morning, he was preparing his alcohol and everything for the party. and he left someone in charge, got dressed, meet us at the RGD and everything. And then
that was awesome.
Yeah, so when we left the RGD after getting married, he went straight back to the party, and my sister brought us to the house. We just changed immediately, and it was kind of like an after party jam.
Yeah.
We went to his birthday party. We had fun, had mad fun, and all who were there at his birthday party, a lot of people didn't even know that we had just got married. You know, they just thought we were just having fun and everything.
We didn't really want to make a big deal out of it either, because it's your brother's birthday party.
Exactly. We didn't even want to take over, because we already took a huge chunk of it, basically.
Yeah.
So we didn't even want to take over everything, because everybody would be like, "Oh, congrats!" all around us and all of that.
Didn't want that.
Yes. It was. Trust me, you wouldn't even think, because by looking at it and how simple it was, you wouldn't even believe how magical and fun it was. And
it was a good experience going through the whole
my dad was at the party and everything.
Having the because he wasn't able to make it to the wedding itself at the RGD, so I basically had to break the news to him when I saw him that night.
Yes.
So that was fun for me to approach your dad and let him know, and then I felt bad too, because he couldn't be there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but I reassured everybody, and I told them that after the pandemic, I'm still planning on everything. We're gonna do this big wedding with. Hopefully his family can be here.
Yeah, and that's another thing, telling my family when I got home finally. Yeah, because I didn't tell them, right away when I got married. I didn't call them that day and tell everybody that, hey, by the way, I got married. It was one of those things, when I get home, I'll tell everybody face to face, because I felt it was the most appropriate thing to do. But I knew it was going to be shocking. Very, very shocking.
And that part, I was nervous as hell. I was nervous. I have met his mom once. But not this way. So I didn't even know how they were gonna take it. I was worried the entire time, and even after the wedding and everything, and he went back home. Before the night before he left, I'm like, Stephen, what do you think is gonna happen? And
I told her, I'm sure everybody's gonna be happy, but there's gonna be a bit of disappointment too. So just gotta be prepared to take.
Yes. So we planned that he would, we wouldn't post any pictures, because we didn't want them to find out over social media. We wanted, for Stephen to be face to face and tell them. So we planned that he would take his ring off, when he landed, and so we both planned that together, and he would break the news to them, and
almost right away.
Yeah, but it didn't happen right away.
No, I had to wait.
Entire time.
I had to wait 3 days, 4 days.
Yes,
then because everybody would be together at the same time.
Yes. Kind of thing. So I was the next morning, I'm like, Stephen, are you gonna tell them now?
Yeah.
What do you think is gonna happen? And he was so freaking calm. But I knew deep down he was nervous.
Oh yeah.
Because this was something huge. This is a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
I was nervous. I was very nervous.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the reaction would be. But I didn't think anything too bad. I was just wondering what the reaction would be, and I think I let my own thoughts get to me sometimes.
Right.
Made me worry more.
Right. But you hid that worry away from me, because I'm like, why isn't he worried? But it was after everything that he finally told me that he was worried about breaking it to them.
Yeah, because they're very important people in my life. So.
Yes.
And I made a big decision, and they didn't get to be part of that.
Yes.
So it was now I have to break that news to them, because they weren't even aware that I didn't get them to be involved with it.
And the entire time I kept telling Stephen, if your mom, I know the one time we met, she liked me and everything, but if your mom doesn't approve of our relationship, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because that's a big deal for me. I kept telling him that.
Wow, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for me too. So
yeah.
So the other thing you can do is be honest and tell people the truth, and and then usually things work out for the best. That's what I believe.
And it did, because you told them.
Yeah, and shocked and odd, but happy for me at the same time.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so
And I immediately, like, maybe after a couple hours, they all reached, like, his daughters
yeah.
and his mom. They reached out to me on Facebook, and we chat for a little bit and everything, and told me congratulations. Like, I jumped for joy because that was like another happy day of my life.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, you want everybody that you love to be on board with what
Yes.
you're doing.
Yes.
You know. So anyways, it worked out. Everything worked out great.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering, we haven't done a honeymoon yet. We wanted to do something. We want to do something big. So basically, we're still planning the wedding, and
yeah, because we still want to do a big thing with both families involved, and you know, but considering this current circumstances we're in right now, it just doesn't make any sense to even try to plan a date since no one can give us a for sure time when this is all supposed to end. So there's lots of things to consider even after it ends, and you know, the cost of things and everything else. You know, we're doing other things like building a home right now, and you know, moving on with life as much as normal as possible. So you know, we still got a ways to go when it comes to planning it. You know, could be a long way down the road. It could be, you know, maybe a few years.
Yeah, so we'll just renew our vows, but we'll just make it like this official.
Yeah, it'll be a more official thing.
Right.
Maybe we'll even change our anniversary date to that new date.
Yeah, maybe. And give Andre back his birthday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then we'll go on our honeymoon. And we'll take you guys along for the ride.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much that's
the whole gist of our story during the pandemic.
Simple.
You know, how we met and got married.
Yeah, and for all you guys that know us, you know, we're simple people. You know, so as I said, it wasn't a big deal. I was worried. We were worried at first to say, okay, our due date, let's do, you know, but then it turned out, as I said, pretty good. You know,
well, for me, it was like the importance of like we're family now.
Exactly.
You know, that's what meant the most to me.
Yes.
You know, and the steps we take towards that will be special no matter what, because once we're family, you'll never forget that time, you know. And we'll get married and do a different marriage thing in the future, and that'll be a special moment. But this moment that we did before will never be forgotten.
Is true.
It'll always be special to us.
That is true.
It's our little story.
Yes.
You know?
So I know the pandemic, like, it has been the worst, but I don't want to sound any type of way, but it was kind of like the thing that brought us together. Yeah. You know, so I will forever remember 2020.
Oh, yeah.
I will forever.
Or 2019.
20, yeah.
Well, exactly. 2020.
Exactly.
Mostly.
Yes.
Mostly 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the pandemic, like it's been a bad thing overall for the world, for everybody. You know, but there are little blessings.
Oh yeah.
In between it all. So it's it's nice to see that firsthand actually.
Oh yeah. I got my husband here with me.
Yeah, Mrs. Scharf.
Yes. Mr. Scharf. Whew, still can't get used to it. I love it.
All right. So I guess we'll cut it off here. This is pretty much the end of that story of us meeting and getting married during the pandemic. But it doesn't mean it's the end of our stories. So
no, we're gonna have lots more story time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're just gonna jump into a different topic.
Yeah, maybe a different format. Do it in a different kind of way.
Yes.
Little short snippets, maybe a little quicker action going on. So.
Yes.
But this was more like an intimate version of what we do.
Yes, and as I said earlier, I'm gonna post a few pictures that we took and a few videos, maybe, so you guys can see and actually be a part of our special day that we had. Yeah. And I hope you enjoyed our little story time.